Good evening, everyone, and namaste. Welcome to the final day of this 5-day workshop. Today we have the space element, which is also called ether. In Sanskrit, it is called Akash, Akash Tattva, which is the space or ether. Now, I kept this element to the last because this has a very spiritual aspect attached to it and because it has more explanation than any other element, and we will find that out as we move into it. So we had until now all the elements. The earth is 12% composition. If we begin from the lowest, we begin from the first chakra. I'm going to bring this chart up again. So this is the earth element, the Mooladhara chakra, which is 12% composition in human body. And then we have the second chakra, which is water, which represents water element. It is 72%. And then we have the solar plexus behind the belly button, and that is 4%, which is the fire element. And then up is air, which is 6%. Now the total of this comes to around 94%. So what is left is ether. So if we are talking mathematically, we will think that it is only 6%. Ether is only the space is only 6% has in the body, but it is something figurative. But if we look at the space element, this is the only element amongst the 5 elements which is not constant in its percentage. So it is called a non-constant element because it is also present in the rest of the 4 elements. Space is pervading in the earth, in the fire element. It is also there in the air, and it is also there in water. Or it is existent everywhere. So that's why it is a non-constant element. But mathematically, if we want to figure out, it is 6%, but it is not. Okay, so we need to understand that it is a non-constant element. Now, ether represents vastness. Space represents vastness. It also represents emptiness. Pure consciousness is what space is, right? And then it also represents spiritual awareness. It also represents imagination. Now, if somebody is imagining something, where is that imagination taking place? It is not, we may say it's happening in the mind, we can say the brain is a part of it, but where exactly, what is that thing inside the brain that we are picturizing, we are visualizing? It is all happening in space. So there is nothing, but we are making pictures in the mind, right? So that is a space element. So it is represented by space and transcendence. Like you are taking your mind to another level through meditation, through chanting, that is also space. Now, in nature, how can we connect to the ether element? Ether is both, space is both. It is nothing and then it is everything at the same time. You can say space is nothing, but it is still, it is everything at the same time. So it is both nothing and everything. It is pure stillness. That is called what is called as space. And yet it is the very thing that makes everything move. And it is a life giver. Everything that is moving and all the life that you see around you is due to this element, space, ether. Okay. Now, this is the most subtle of all the elements. It is neither visible, you can't see it. It is neither audible, you can't hear it. It is yet present everywhere, and it connects everything together. And we will find this out how this connection is taking place. But you can hear it, you can touch it, you can see it, but it is still present everywhere. And that's the nature part of this element. Now, presence of this element in the body is recognized anywhere in the body where there is space available, like space in our lungs before we inhale. So that space that is created after breathing out and before breathing in. The lungs are empty, so that space is filled with ether. And then space in the stomach before it gets filled up with food. And then we can say the sinus cavities, the space in the ears, there's the space in the nostrils. All this is called space. It is covered by um, the energy of ether. So, how we are able to sit now, the spot where you are sitting right now, you can say, I'm sitting because I have two hip bones. I'm sitting straight because my spine is upright, right? I have a seat under me, but everything is happening in space. If you pay attention, these are just the physical things that you can count on. My body, my two hips that I'm sitting on. I'm supporting myself by crossing my legs. I'm using a cushion under me. I'm sitting on a block, a yoga block, but everything is happening in space. Space means space, nothing, empty, but there is something happening in space, and that is the body sitting on a chair. It is still in space. So this is how you are able to become aware of it. Now, directly, this element is, and this is the reason, like, because it is present everywhere and in everything, that's why its percentage is not constant. We cannot calculate it. This element is connected to the fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra, the blue that you see here, the fifth one. It is connected to this chakra. And now, throat chakra is responsible for the ability of self expression. It is responsible for the ability to speak or listen. This is how we express ourselves by speaking and by listening. So, the throat chakra is responsible for that. And this is the chakra that is related to the space element, ether element. And the action of this element is seen, it itself is motionless. You can feel the movement of space anytime, but it is neither visible and neither audible. You can't hear anything, you can't see it, you cannot touch it, you cannot see it moving. It doesn't move at all, but it governs our life. It governs our communication. It governs the speech, the hearing power of a human body, and it governs the spiritual awareness. If we are spiritually aware of what is beyond the physicality of the body, that is due to space element. Okay? And then every movement that you are able to see or not able to see is happening due to it, due to this ether element. So this element requires a little bit of understanding. So even after the class is done, try to go over what we are discussing today in order to be able to understand everything. And if you still have questions, feel free to write or ask. Okay? All right. Now, when this element is in balance, what happens? So look at the qualities of ether, because it is pure emptiness, it is pure consciousness, it is vast, it is expansive. So when it is in balance in human body, that human body, that human being is going to be very, very still, just like ether is still. It doesn't move. So that human being will have this quality of stillness, of peace. right? It is, and that person will be connected to the self, to others around him or her, and to life. Very deeply connected to life, self, others, very deeply connected to the higher power. That's how this, you are going to relate this to the qualities of ether, and when and you bring those qualities in balance, and to understand the balance of this element in human body. So a lot of stillness in that human being, and then deep connection to life, deep connection to higher power. And this person, such human beings tend to speak and act from heart, not from ego. And if this element is out of balance, so whatever we have discussed is in reverse. So there is no stillness, lot of disturbance happening in the body and mind. And the person, the human being remains disturbed in one way or the other, and disconnection with the body and mind, and disconnected with the world. And that's how we can recognize that something is off. The space element is not in balance. Okay. Now there are some practices to connect to the space element through the five senses. So touch, taste, sight, sound, smell. The first one is touch. Since we cannot touch it or feel it, we can be aware of it. So awareness we of space can happen through meditation. So meditation is the only way we can become of the ether element of space, because it cannot be touched, it cannot be seen, it cannot move. So only with awareness we can become aware of this. So only through meditation we can become aware of this. And now by shifting our focus from um, on from the all the physical things that are around us, including the body. If you shift your focus from all the physical things, you will be able to experience this non-physical thing, which is called ether. And that is the meditation. Okay, so let's try this actually. So let's try this meditation. I will verbally guide you. Try to sit comfortably. Cross your legs if you can, and keep your back upright. I know you will be listening to me, but try to feel the words that I will be guiding you with. So try to be more experiential through this meditation, not simply hear and sit there quietly. Okay? All right. Are we all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Close your eyes. Take few breaths. Settle down in your posture. Try to relax everything in your physical body, starting from your feet, your legs, your back. Relax your shoulders. Stabilize your head. And let your hands rest in your lap or on the knees. Now I want you to tune into the qualities of your body. Feel your body with your awareness. Begin to notice the warmth in your body. Now notice any coolness, any heaviness. Notice your weight for heaviness. Feel the lightness anywhere in the body, anything moving inside you, anything that is still, not moving. Now bring your awareness to the space around your body, the space where your body is sitting down, that emptiness. Notice any sounds that you can hear in this emptiness. Bring your attention back to your body. Notice your breath and gently open your eyes. So that's the kind of meditation you can practice in order to experience the space element. You have to create that difference between your body and um, the space where your body is sitting or standing at that time when you are meditating. So create that difference and create that separation, and only then you will be able to become aware of the space element. Okay. Now, moving on from touch to taste. Now, as per natural science, um, bitter is the taste for the space element. That because of its ability to cleanse and create more space in the body. And the taste of bitterness does the same. All the bitter things in our food is they have that tendency to purify, to cleanse, right? So because space has the same function of cleansing and of creating and of emptiness, that's how maybe they are able to relate this taste to space. Now, we are going to understand this, the part of creating more space. Let us say we have a room in our house and it is full of clutter. Now, that clutter is causing that room to huge kind of congestion in that room, and due to which the energy in that room is not a positive one because of the clutter available there. So we would like that room to be cleaned up, declutter the room. Now, when we declutter the room, we are kind of cleansing the room, right? We are taking away anything that is not needed. We are emptying it completely. And by emptying it, we are creating chances for positive energy to fill in that space, right? So this is what bitter taste does. So the bitter taste is purifying, it is cleansing. So anything, if we add bitter taste in our diet, something like um, some greens, something like turmeric, something like cumin, and fenugreek seeds, all these have bitter taste. So these, if they are included in the diet, they help to cleanse our system. Coming over to the next sense, which is sight. Now we are not able to see the ether because we cannot see the ether, we cannot hear it or touch it, as we have mentioned before. But this is the only medium through which light and sound can travel. If there was no space, light wouldn't have any medium to travel. So The best way to understand this is sunlight. Like the sun is so far away from Earth, but due to that space, invading space, the light from sun is able to reach us on the Earth. So over to smell. Anything that refreshes you, that is able to reset you, is related to space element. Anything that removes away stagnant energy, any negative energy, any blockages that are anywhere happening in the body and mind is related to space element. So there one herb that comes to my mind is sage. Another one is bay leaf. So if you burn a stick of sage and you go around your room or the house distributing the aroma of it, it helps to cleanse the environment at home. And the bay leaf, I use it many times. So I use it in the evenings. So I burn a couple of bay leaves. I have an earthen pot and I burn them. And then I allow that smoke to distribute in the room and around the house. So I just and the smell also refreshes you. The smell of bay leaf or sage, and it could be lavender, it could be eucalyptus, it could be peppermint. All these are refreshing smells. Okay, coming to the last sense, which is sound. Now, everything in the universe is vibrational because everything is energy. We are energy too. So everything is vibrating at a certain frequency in the universe. Similarly, everything in our body and our organs is also vibrating at a certain frequency. When a body is born, it is naturally tuned to a certain frequency, a vibrational frequency. Now, when this frequency goes out of sync due to any reason, that's when we begin to experience low moods, anxiety, stress, and different diseases can set in due to that because the vibrations at which the body is supposed to be moving and thriving, it is not due to some reason. So this is how we can now connecting with any kind of sound like chanting. You can either listen to chanting or you can chant yourself. Some purifying sounds. This can help to connect your senses to ether, your space. And because space is cleansing in nature, it is going to reset the vibration of your body and mind. Now, relating the ether space element to yoga and pranayam. We can cultivate the qualities of space in our yoga practice by holding the yoga poses for a longer time. Now, when we are holding a yoga pose, in that holding time, we become aware of the stillness of and space around us. So we are spending, when we are holding a pose, we are spending that time to observe the stillness and the space around us. And this is how we can connect and we can cultivate the qualities of ether element in our bodies and mind through yoga. Now, the best positions for this could be Shavasana, corpse pose, right? At the end of a yoga practice, you can hold Shavasana for as long as you want. You are lying down on your mat or the ground. And then rather than going to sleep, we can observe the space around us, right? How we are feeling the space around us, around the body. And another one could be crocodile pose. So the same Shavasana, it is also a restorative position, but it is upside down. So you are on your belly and you have all your limbs loosely dropped on the mat. And it could be a child pose, it could be a seated forward bend. These positions are easy to hold for a longer time, and you can experience many things by holding such positions. Now, pranayam is again becoming aware of the stillness of the breath. When you are breathing, it could be any pranayam. You can also become aware of the space between two breaths. When you inhale, then when you exhale, and then when you want to inhale again, there is a little space between the two breaths. So if you become aware of that space, it will help you to connect to the ether element. Shall we try that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So regular breath, you don't have to change the way you are breathing. What you have to be connecting to is the space, the gap between your exhale and inhale. Okay? So let's take about 5 breaths this way. Breathing in. Begin to notice that gap when you breathe out completely and you are getting ready to breathe in again. Now, after breathing out, try to hold your breath and not breathe in and feel that space. Now, breathe in, hold your breath inside, notice the space, emptiness. Slowly breathe out. Hold your breath outside the body and notice that nothingness there. One last time, inhale. At the end of your inhale, hold your breath inside the body and become aware of that empty space. And breathe out. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. Good.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a very beautiful way to connect with the ether element, but it requires a lot of awareness, but gradually it could be built. It's not very challenging. It's all about awareness. Another one to practice will be the humming bee sound, Brahmari Pranayam. And that's another way to connect with the, because that sound is traveling through space and it's easy to relate to space because light and sound, the only medium they can travel is space. Okay. All right. So that's about it. The ether element and the last element of the 5 1 we have completed. Any questions? Anything you want to ask? No? Beautiful. No questions for me. That is good for me. Okay.
Rupa, I just thought of something.
Yes.
Excuse me. Which of those elements do you think is the most useful in terms of the breathing exercises we've done to clear the mind, silence the mind, or are they all equally effective?
You're asking amongst the 5 elements?
No.
Yeah. No, every element has its own significance. But to raise your spiritual awareness, it has to be ether.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. because all other elements are something that we can easily touch and feel and see.
Mhm.
This is the only element that could only be felt through awareness. We cannot
Mhm.
see touch, and we cannot see it moving also. We can feel the air moving, we can feel water, water, we can see earth and fire too, but nothing for ether.
Mhm.
For this, only awareness is needed, and that can come through meditation. So I think this is an important element.
Right.
Yeah. Others are significant too, very, very significant in terms of physicality, but this is a non-physical element.
Sorry, your voice went out. Your voice went out there. So which one did you say was also very significant
All other four
at the beginning?
elements, all
Oh,
four
all other.
elements are
Okay.
significant
Yeah.
in terms of physicality because they are more physical than ether.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ether is a non-physical element. Yeah.
I found the water one, the way you explained that one was very, very calming. You
Oh,
know, yeah. The flow of it, the flow of water and how we take the shape, our
yeah.
bodies made up of so much water. I found that very calming. I don't know why, just for me, that was very calming.
No, that's a good thing.
Mhm.
Everybody will have a different way of relating to an element, and that's absolutely fine. In
Oh,
fact,
that's good.
yeah, that brings me to a question I just created from your question. So tell me, everyone, how do you relate to each element, like Mary does to water? So let me start from after Mary. I see Diane.
Is that me?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's you.
Yeah. Let me see. Well,
You want to take some time? I can.
yeah, come back. Come
Okay.
back to me.
So I see Ramandeep.
Hi, Rupa.
Hello.
Hi. So I'm just keep practicing. So
No, were you able to relate to any specific element during these 5 days?
yes. So when I do like a meditation, so I'm just very calm and I can leave my body and I can move around to other rooms and outside the house even. And I love that.
So that is the space element.
Yes.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Mehak?
I think I'm more connected to earth um, because during the summers I try and practice that. And also, like, because I'm from India, I don't know if it's true, but when I was growing up, my grandfather always used to take me to like a park and then ask me early morning to walk barefoot, and that would increase the eyesight.
Yes.
So I've always practiced that, and yeah, feel good like if I'm near nature.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you, Ramandi, for your answer, and Mehak also for yours, and Mary, of course. You inspired me to create this question and ask everyone. Yeah, walking on the grass is very, like Mehak just mentioned, walking on the grass, early morning grass, with when it has that dew on it. And if you walk bare feet, it is very good for the eyesight. And of course, you're walking on the earth, so those benefits are always there, but it helps your eyesight. Yeah, that is true. Amarpreet,
Yeah, I like grounding.
earth, very
Yeah,
nice.
that's
Good.
yeah, with it. Yeah.
Thank you. And Maria,
I'm grounding to the earth element and being out in nature. It just makes me feel relaxed and calm. We have a ravine at the back of our house, so in the summer I get more walks in, and it's just very peaceful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. Avita,
like to try to calm the mind. So I'm trying to stay more with this last one that we talked about. Like I never had a name before, the ether, but
Yeah.
yes, trying to stay more aware because I'm work in progress. I'm not really big in the, I don't know very much in the meditation. I'm not that high.
Very nice. Yeah, it's space also. So if you don't like the word ether, you can use space or Akash.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Tara?
Yes, for me, it's the earth as well because I do enjoy in the summer I'll go in my backyard and feel that good feeling of being bare feet in the and walking around. So for me, I can relate to that. Like when I was little growing up, we used to do that. I'm from Guyana, so that was something that we did, and I that's something that I connect with. So, but I'll work on the other ones because I think the space, something that the spiritual awareness, that's something I want to work on. So that's a work in progress.
Sure.
But thank you for all those days that you explain. You really enlighten us on all these five elements. And when we started out on the first day to today, I've learned a lot. So thank you for enlightening us in this aspect.
Thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks, Tara. And let's move on to Shagufta.
I like the water one.
Mhm.
That's uh, actually I like the rain sound and but nowadays there's a snow everywhere and there's no rain. But I turn on the rain music on the YouTube and
Yeah,
I listen. That's a very, very good for me and I like it very much. And earth as well. Yeah, I like the gardening in the summer and walking on the backyard, in the backyard on the grass or something like that.
very nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Sir?
yeah, welcome.
Azra?
You're welcome.
Azra? Azra is not here. Martha?
I like the grounding. I like to do that a lot in the summer and work in the garden in my backyard. But I would definitely like to work on the ether more and just focus on that a little bit more.
Beautiful. Thank you. And you take care, Martha.
Thank you.
And Saima?
Yes, Rupa. I'm more connected with I feel I'm more connected with the water and space both. Space, especially, it carries me everywhere, everywhere, out of the world, in the universe, everywhere. And water as well, just like Mary mentioned, it's beautiful sound. It sounds beautiful to me.
Thank you so much. Vanessa?
For me, it's water. It's always been an important part of my life, and it's a huge piece of my meditation visualizations.
Beautiful. Thank you, Vanessa. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. And for joining me, for listening to me. And yeah, we will start again next month. And for on another topic, I'm just rattling my brains to see which one should we cover next time. But I really appreciate your time, spending your time with me every evening for the last 5 days. So thank you and namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Rupa.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Rupa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.